Am I the asshole for calling out my kid's future stepmom for treating me like a surrogate? I, 29 female, dated a guy, Joe, 30 male, for 3 months before he left me to go back to his ex, Kim, 30 female. Right after we broke up, I found out I was pregnant, and now I'm 24 weeks. I let him know, and he was ecstatic. Turns out his girlfriend had fertility issues and would likely never be able to get pregnant naturally, and he has always wanted to be a father. Getting back together was out of the question for both of us, so he's still with his girlfriend. Joe was only allowed at the initial appointment because of COVID, and we found out I was having twins. According to Joe, when he told Kim, she had a mental breakdown about her infertility and she wanted to talk to me. I met them at their house, and Kim stated that she wanted to be involved in my pregnancy because she would eventually be the children's stepmother. She started telling me that I needed to do a home birth, that I needed to formula feed so that they could have the babies half of the week. Also, that she wanted one boy and one girl, and that she wanted the kid to call her mama since they would be calling me mommy. I shut her down immediately and said I would be making the best choices for my children and my body. And then I left. Kim didn't stop though. She continued to be overbearing and texting me every day about my eating habits, exercise habits, and complaining about how her job wouldn't let her take a maternity leave. Kim continued to be overbearing and texting me every day about my eating habits, exercise habits, and complaining about how her job wouldn't let her take a maternity leave. At the virtual genetics counseling appointment she attended instead of Joe and took over the whole meeting trying to talk about her family history, which wasn't relevant. When it came time for my 20-week level 2 scan, they allowed me one guest, and Joe suggested I take Kim instead of him, which I refused to do. Joe did end up coming, and he found out the gender because I wanted to keep it a surprise so we could throw a gender reveal party. I put a pregnancy announcement on my social media, and then she put up an announcement saying they were expecting twins, quote unquote, the non-traditional way, and how blessed she was. I was irritated, but I kept my mouth shut. Then she threw a gender reveal party and posted it on social media. I wasn't even invited. She also announced that she's having a baby shower. I commented on her posts and told her to stop treating me like a surrogate, that the kids weren't hers, and that Joe didn't have any claim or custody of the kids until they are born. I then called Joe and reiterated all of this and stated that I would not be seeing either of them until we went to family court, and that my mother would be my birthing partner. He and Kim and some of her friends and family are saying I'm an asshole, and her mother even called and insisted I give her one of my babies. Like this is the Parent Trap. So, am I the asshole for calling out my kid's future stepmom for treating me like a surrogate? Edit. I'm definitely getting a lawyer ASAP. Y'all have scared the crap out of me, but I'm happy you did. Update number 1. I never considered that this could have happened on purpose. We use protection because I do not react well to hormonal birth control, and I had to wait to get a non-hormonal IUD because of other medical issues. The Thursday that I posted this, I went to the police and they stated that there was nothing they could do because a crime hadn't been committed. In my state, orders of protection are criminal or family, so I was able to get one against Joe. On Friday, I did get a lawyer and they let me know in my state there was nothing I could do as far as custody before the babies are born. So I will be leaving my state soon to ensure that this isn't my baby's home state and I can't be charged with anything. However, someone sent this post to Kim and she came to my job. She damaged my car and broke a bunch of the office windows. I work with kids, so she was arrested for not just the criminal damage and trespassing, also child endangerment. So hopefully that works in my favor. Also, if Joe did it on purpose, I don't think Kim knew because she was screaming at me about how I stole her life and everything I had was supposed to be hers. Update number 2. I have orders of protection against both Kim and Joe. I left the state anyway, and Joe and Kim started harassing me again because there's no legal jurisdiction when you leave the state. But I have enough evidence that I was able to press charges in my current state as well, and will be pursuing a restraining order here. If anyone else has any more recommendations on what I should do to keep my baby safe, please let me know. Am I the asshole for not wanting to hide that my moms are gay to my girlfriend's parents? I'm 17 and started going out with my girlfriend 7 months ago. We were already chatting before school went online and I asked her out after. So her parents want to meet mine when it's safe to do so and have dinner at their house. I'm cool with that, and my moms are too. But girlfriend told me that her parents don't know I have 2 moms, and she doesn't want them to because they're not raging homophobics, but they don't like that. She just says it will make them feel weird and uncomfortable and asked if only one of my moms could go. I don't know. I just don't see why I gotta lie. If we stay together, obviously they will find out. And also, that would be mean to ask my moms if only one of them go and one of them not go. I have never been embarrassed about it or weird. So I don't see why it even matters. My girlfriend has been pissed at me ever since, and she just tells me to do it so it's not uncomfortable for her parents. Even my friends are saying it's not a big deal and it's not like I'll get grounded for asking my moms to do this. I'm caught in the middle here because I don't want to lie about my moms or exclude one of them, but everyone is acting like I'm being a big butthead for not doing this thing. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to hide that my moms are gay to my girlfriend's parents? Update. So, we broke up. Yesterday, since it had already been days of us not talking, I listened to everyone's comments and decided to ask how would she feel if I told her only one of her parents could go because my moms were uncomfortable around heterosexual couples. She basically laughed and said it's not the same thing because that's a quote-unquote normal couple. That really got to me, and I asked, what's not normal about my moms? I think that's when she saw how she screwed up with what she said. She said she didn't mean it like that and just knows it would be awkward and weird because her parents don't like that. Then I asked her if she would feel like that too, and she didn't say anything. We talked for a while, and she still wasn't getting how this would hurt my moms, asking them to hide who they are. Then it got to where she admitted it would also be embarrassing for her parents to know that I have two moms. So yeah, I wasn't going to take that and told her we're done. I'm not going to be with someone who's embarrassed about my moms or doesn't want others to know. That was it. My friends haven't said anything to me yet, but I think I'm just going to block them out because I don't want to deal with it right now. I know I said in my comments I was thinking about asking my moms for advice, but since we broke up, I'm not going to tell them why. I only told my moms it wasn't working out with her, so we're done. They don't need to know why, because I don't want them to feel that this is their fault, and they really liked my girlfriend. This would hurt their feelings knowing she was feeling that way. Would I be the asshole if I stopped baking cookies for the retreats that have come to expect them? I work for a quilt shop part-time, and once a month we have quilting retreats. Over time, I've started to work more at the retreats, and it's come to the point where I cook for the retreats and the owners reimburse me for ingredients, with the expectation of the batch of chocolate chip cookies that I usually make for free. Not to brag, but I make some dang good chocolate chip cookies. The recipe is secret, and it took me years to get it the way I want. The cookies have become a staple of the retreats, and the owners have started telling people about the cookies to convince them to buy a retreat spot. I don't get paid for baking these cookies, and I don't even get reimbursed for the ingredients to make them. I started doing it just because I liked baking them and giving them to people. It was fun at first, but now when I walk into the shop on retreat times, I get bombarded with, "Oh, did you bring cookies? Where are the cookies?" I can't tell you the last time I got a, "Hi, how are you?" from any of the retreaters or the other staff that work solely on the retreats. Half of the people who come to the retreats don't even know my name. They call me the Cookie Lady, despite being reminded of my name several times. This month, I've got a friend in town and told the owners I couldn't cook for this month's retreat. When one of the other retreat staffers heard this, they said, "We will miss your cookies," not, "We will miss you." Or even a, "Have a good time with your friend." I feel like at this point, my entire worth to them is being placed in the dang cookies, and I don't even want to bake them anymore for them. I love baking, but part of that love is experimenting with other stuff, and the one time I brought brownies instead of my cookies, I got yelled at. I feel forced into making them, and it's not fun anymore. I don't even get paid to make them. But suddenly it's expected of me, and it gets me nothing but stress and hurt feelings. So would I be the asshole if I stopped baking them and just told people to deal with it? Update: it's been more than a year since my original post. It seems a bit silly now that I was so consumed and frustrated by something so small as cookies, but here we go. As a number of the comments suggested, I ended up talking to the owner of the shop and telling her that I wasn't going to bake cookies for the retreats anymore. I told her I felt belittled and disrespected by her behavior and that of the retreaters. Her response was basically, "They expect the cookies. What do you expect me to tell them? They're not going to want you to come to the retreats anymore. You should have never baked them at all. This whole issue is going to be bad for business." I went home feeling completely invalidated. She completely gaslit me. I read some of your comments multiple times and decided to stand my ground on this. She didn't threaten to fire me or anything. Not that she could have. She needed me. But she continued to guilt trip me and tried to manipulate me into baking again. She even had some of the retreaters come to me offering me money to bake for the retreats. At this point, it wasn't about the pay. It was how people were treating me. I refused and started applying to other jobs because I was sick of the environment. The thing is, I'm actually a licensed pharmacist. I was working for minimum wage at a quilt shop because I was burnt out in an oversaturated and overworked field. I was depressed because I was a doctor of pharmacy, 8 years of college completed, and I didn't feel mentally fit for working in that field because of my mental health. I worked for this quilt shop for a year. I learned some things, got a break, and regained some of the mental health I lost. This cookie debacle was the push I needed to regain my self-worth and go back to the field that I wanted to be in. Within a month, I found a job as a pharmacist at a federal prison. I loved it from my first day. I've been there a year now, and I love every day of it. My job has meaning, my coworkers are awesome, and every day is a new experience. It took a few months, but I got my baking mojo back. I'm known throughout the prison by my actual name, and people come to visit the pharmacy for some cookies or whatever baked goods I decide upon. And they stay for conversation. I found a job I love and a group of people who appreciate my baking and don't use me as a cookie slave. Thanks. You guys are awesome.